Hey everybody, how are you today? This is Sharon with Statuesque by Sharon. I hope you're having a great day today. Hey, listen, I wanted to share something with you about the importance of just showing up. So, have you ever had a situation where God has told you to do something and you were hesitant about doing it because you didn't have the rest of the story figured out and you were trying to put together all your little, alternate plans? Okay, well, if this doesn't work, then plan B is to do that. And if that doesn't work, then plan C is to do this. And you keep hesitating and hesitating because God's not showing you the rest of the picture. Well, anybody who has walked with God for any length of time, you know that God tells you what to do in pieces. He doesn't give you the overall story because what's the point if you're not going to step out and do the first thing He said in the first place, right? And so it's all about trusting Him and being obedient to what He says. Now, I know in my own experience, there have been so many times where I thought, yeah, but what if this doesn't work out? Then what am I going to do? And what if I get into a situation where I need some help and I don't have anybody to help me? Then what do I do? I mean, God, you're asking a whole lot. And what if the bottom falls out? Then what? But the common denominator, the very common answer for all of those questions is I will trust God. Now, what that looks like, what that means in terms of specifics of how God is going to work it out, I can't tell you. But because my every situation I've been through, God's answer has been different, but He has always worked it out. But it's a matter of trust. And I've had so many situations also where I have worried and fought to not worry and tried to not worry, but I didn't step out because I was scared. What are people going to say? What are people going to think? The power of other people's opinions. This is before I got delivered from it. But, just things like that, not knowing, well, if things don't work out, then, what do I do? I'm going to be stuck. And when I finally went on and did what God said to do, come to find out my fears were just a waste of time because all the things that I was concerned about, all the things I was afraid of never happened in the first place. So I had given all this energy to towards worrying, and when I could have been utilizing that same energy towards praising God and worshiping the Lord and just trusting Him. And so I want to challenge you to just show up when God tells you to do something, when He gives you instruction or direction, instead of trying to figure everything out in real time. Trust that God has everything already planned out. He has your answer already ready. Like He told me years ago, He said, I am not sitting on my throne, biting my nails, trying to figure out how to take care of you. Everything is already prepared for you. You just have to come and receive it. And so that's your challenge too. Just come and receive it. If God tells you to do something, just obey Him and do it. Even if you're frightened, even if you're terrified, just do it and trust Him. A story that I like to think about, I was thinking about it earlier today, it's in the Old Testament, and it takes place in Israel's in the early stages of them establishing themselves as a nation. And this is way back when they were a very young nation. They did not have like a formal army. They were not battle hardened. They didn't have like proper weapons and armor and all of that. But there was an enemy army that challenged them. They told them to come down to this battlefield and let's duke it out. Well, God, instead of saying, I will, don't worry about it, I'll take care of everything. You all just stay right here, and I'll go out there and take care of them. He told them to go on out to the battlefield. Now, can you imagine? Now I'm talking about in real time, not having access to how the story ends up. Can you imagine having to go out there? You don't have any weapons. You don't really know the tactics of warfare. You don't know how to fight. You don't have helmets and shields, and God's telling you to go out there with whatever you can find. You can get a pitchfork, get a shovel, use whatever you can. But here's the key: take the praisers, put them out front. Now, you're thinking, well, wait a minute, this is a battlefield, and God is saying, put the praisers out front, and then everybody else follow behind the praisers. And if you are like me, if I was one of the praisers, I think I might be inclined to say, well, I have a question here now. Why are we going out front? This is a battlefield, and why? How come we have to go out front? But that's just me. I digress. Let me get back to the story. So they obeyed. They did exactly as God said. They had the praisers out front, and everybody else went out and followed. And I'm thinking that they were probably absolutely terrified because they didn't know how to fight, and there's this professional army coming against them. Well, by the time they got out to the battlefield, because they trusted God, they walked by faith. When they got out to the battlefield, all of the army was dead. The whole army was slaughtered because God had caused confusion within that army to the point where they started doing a lot of infighting. And they fought each other so bad until they killed one another to the very last man. So by the time the Israelites got down to the battlefield, all they had to do was just plunder the battlefield, take all the weapons, all the armor, all the clothing, everything that was out there, and use that for their own nation. And so a lot of times it's not about the fight once we get there. A lot of times the fight is within ourselves, trusting God to just go. And so I want to challenge you to just show up when God tells you to do something, even if you're scared, you might be terrified. Just trust God to take care of you once you get there. Sometimes He'll take care of things before you get there. Sometimes He'll take care of things while you're there. But know that God is in control. And it's just a matter, this whole thing, this knowing God, having a relationship in God, it is built on faith, and our faith is a show of trusting God. Even if there have been times where I've thought, well, what do I do if things don't turn out right, or what do I do if the bottom falls out? And the answer to all of that is I keep trusting God. I just keep trusting God because He will tell me who to turn to, what to say, where to go. I'm a witness. I know that out of so many instances in my own faith walk, in my own journey in God. And so I hope that you commit to showing up, not trying to get everything figured out before you move. But the test is in your movement. The test is whether you will step out and trust God and believe that He will take care of you. Because once you start moving out and doing what God says to do, everything else starts falling into place. But it's a matter of trusting Him. And a lot of times He'll tell you to go from point A to point B. And then we want to know, well, what's going to happen then? What happens at point C? And God is like, we're not talking about point C just yet. I'm not going to give you the whole plan. I need to see that you are going to trust me enough to do what I said to do. I'm saying go to point B. If you get to point B, then I will tell you what to do next. And so when God tells you to do something, just obey Him and do it with faith. Even, we talked about this before. Sometimes you have to do it scared. The spirit of fear does not leave. The spirit of fear is always present, but it's up to us to exercise God's power at work within us to not embrace the spirit of fear, to just keep moving forward. So when God tells you to do something, even if you're scared, do it afraid and do it trusting God, and just show up and see what God has in store for you. All right. He already has it worked out. Like He told me, I'm not sitting on my throne biting my nails trying to figure out how I'm going to take care of you. I already have everything all worked out. So, likewise, know that God has everything worked out for you as well. So, I hope that that was helpful to you. I hope that inspired someone to just take another step forward, trusting God all the way. All right. Don't look to the left, don't look to the right, but set your face like flint and keep moving forward because God's got you. All right. So I hope you have a great rest of your day. And I will be chatting with you again soon. Stay tuned to my channel and, subscribe if you will. And I'll be chatting with y'all again soon. I love you. God bless you. Bye bye.